So today I'm going to revise with you people CSS, Cascading Style Sheet. What actually is a style sheet? Style sheet basically is a sheet that provides the formatting for the web page, that gives a visual look to your web page. When we create our web page using HTML tags, then it may happen that one tag might have been repeated multiple number of times. Suppose I am using font tag and I have to apply the same color style for the entire page, or at multiple places I have to use the same tag. So at multiple places I will be using the same attributes. Instead you use the same attribute multiple number of times, we go for one convenient option. That convenient option is we create tags in one sheet, in one page. We write the coding in the one page and all the formatting we do on the next page. Whatever formatting is there, we do on the next page. And that next page that we create only for the formatting, only for the visual look, that is called the style sheet or cascading style sheet. Cascading means the most recent style that you have incorporated will override the previous style. Suppose you create one style, you add one style, and later on you change. The change style will override the previous style. Am I clear up till here? 10th class, am I totally clear up till here the meaning of CSS? So cascading style sheet basically is a programming specification markup language that helps to provide the visual look to your web page. Means how your web page will be presented on the browser, how it will be displayed in the browser. HTML specifies the structure, but the visual look, the formatting part, that is done by the style sheet. Am I clear? So first of all, let us see all the properties that we are to use in CSS. Now, when we are talking for CSS, we never say attribute. We say it is a property. When we talk about HTML, we say attribute. But when we are on CSS, we say properties. Right? And the tag onto which you apply the property, the tag on which you apply the style rules, on which you apply the visual effect, that tag is called the selector. In HTML, we called it tag. In CSS, we call it as selector. Right? We call it as selector. Am I clear up till here? 10th class? Am I totally clear up till the meaning here? All right. So how to write selector? The selector is written with the name followed by the curly bracket, and then you apply the property and you close the curly bracket. Like in front of you in this window, you can see I have given example of H3 tag. I elaborate my example over here. What I do, I write H3, then curly bracket, and I write the property. I write the property. Suppose I want to give the color red. So I write here color colon red and semicolon. So how property is created? The name of the property, the colon, and the value of the property terminated by semicolon. Right? Terminated by semicolon. And then you close the curly bracket. This is how we define the style rule for a tag in HTML, right? You might be remembering in December exams, you got one fill in the blank. The property used to the property that is used to define the bold or to display text in bold, and many of you wrote like this: font weight. This is incomplete answer. I am asking property. When I'm asking for the property, you have to give the value also and semicolon. This is the complete answer. This makes your complete property. Clear? So you can give multiple properties. You can apply multiple styles to one individual tag. Like here, you can see I have applied color red to the heading element H3. Then I have taken the Arial font for H3. I want my heading element H3 should appear in H3. It should be red in color and the font used is Arial. Right? You can add one more property if you want. I want it to be appearing italic. So I can write font style italic. Am I clear? Am I totally clear up till here? Yes, 10th class. Am I clear? Very less thumbs are raised. Garav, Kavya. Am I clear to all of you? Amit Kalra, Diksha. All right. So see this diagram. You can see this diagram. This is property declaration. What I mean by property declaration, the name of the property, colon, and the value of the property. This complete encircled part refers to property declaration, right? And what is the CSS selector? Selector means the tag onto which you are applying the CSS style rule. The HTML tag onto which we apply the style rules is called the selector, right? So in how many ways you can add the style sheet? Beta, there are 3 ways in which we can create our style sheet: inline, internal, external. I told you earlier also, if in the board examination you get a CSS coding, but the question is silent about the type of style sheet. They haven't asked you whether to use inline or internal or external. That time you can use any method. It is up to you. Whichever you feel easy, you can use that. But if in the case proper method has been asked, then you have to write coding in that particular method only. Clear? So what is external style sheet? Beta, external style sheet means when we are creating HTML coding in one page and CSS coding on a separate page, then we are linking our CSS coding with our HTML page via link tag. We created the CSS page separately, then that CSS page is to be linked with our HTML web page with the help of link tag. Now I have a question over here. Let me see who will answer. Beta, one you have link tag and one you have link attribute. I want to know the difference between the two. Any child who can tell me the difference between the two? That what is the difference between your link tag and your HTML link attribute? Anyone who can tell me the difference between link tag and link attribute? Anyone? Yes, beta. Any child who can tell me the difference between the link tag and the link attribute? At least you can try, beta. Okay. Beta, link tag means a tag with the help of which we create the link between HTML web page and CSS page. And link attribute means the attribute of body tag which specifies the color of the link that we are using, the color of the hyperlink. Am I clear? Am I clear, 10th class? The difference between link tag and link attribute? All right. Now, internal style sheet. Beta, when we are using the internal style sheet, we are not creating the separate page for CSS. Rather, we are on the same page, but we are applying the style rules to the selector by using the style tag. Right? We define all the style rules first, then we start the coding. And the style tag used in internal style sheet is used inside the head tag. हम हेड टैग के अंदर टाइटल टैग भी ले रहे हैं, हम हेड टैग के अंदर स्टाइल टैग भी लेंगे और हमारा स्ट्रक्चर कुछ इस तरह का होगा. I have taken the head tag. Here I have taken the title tag. I am giving title to my web page. Here I am taking the style tag and I will take the attribute type, which will be text oblique CSS. Right? Then here you can apply all your style rules. To whichever tag you want to apply the style rules, you can write all the tags over here. Like this. And after applying the style, you can close this style tag. Then close the head tag. And after closing the head tag, you start your normal HTML coding. Now see here. As I have applied all the style rules over here, so there is no need to take separate attributes down. Right? Because we have applied all the properties over here, we have applied all the style rules over here, so no need to apply, no need to take any attribute in the HTML coding. Clear? Now, third way is inline style sheet. Beta, inline style sheet means when we are applying the style rule, when we are applying the style rule inside individual tag. Now see the difference over here. When I'm using the internal style sheet, I'm using style tag. But when I'm using inline style sheet, I'm using style attribute. How to apply attribute inside individual tag? H1 style equal to double quotes color colon red double quotes closed and this segment close. See here. Now here one change is there. The property of CSS will become the value of the style attribute. Those who have understood this statement, please raise your thumb immediately without delay. Those who have understood this statement, immediately raise your thumb without delay. I am unable to view more thumbs. Only few thumbs are raised. All right. So inline style sheet means when we are using the style attribute inside individual tag. Now suppose there is one more place where I have used the H1. This H1 in which I have applied the property is applicable only to one place where H1 is used. Suppose in your coding you have to use H1 again. There is some area in the coding where you are to repeat H1. That time you have to provide separate property, right? So this is one example of the coding that you can see in inline style. I have taken two properties which I want to apply on H1 using inline style. Color red, font family Arial. Right? Now one point to be noted in inline style. The properties are enclosed in double quotes. See carefully. See carefully the shaded part. The properties are enclosed in double quotes. Right? Secondly, at the end of the last property, no need to write semicolon. At the end of the last property, no need to apply semicolon. You can leave it as it is. Am I clear? Am I totally clear? So let us first of all quickly go through the properties that we are to use in CSS. Let us quickly go through the properties. Beta, properties that are concerned with colors and background. Now color property means to provide foreground color. Foreground color means the color of the text. Background color means the color that you take in the background of the web page. The color that you take in the background of the web page. Am I clear with the difference between foreground color and back color? Am I clear with the difference between foreground color and back color? Manshu, is my point clear? Harnoor Kaur, Anjali, Khayati, beta, is the point clear? All right. Now background color property. Beta, keep one point in your mind while writing CSS properties. They are hyphenated words. They are hyphenated words. Right? When we write HTML attribute, they are not hyphenated. But when we are writing the CSS property, they are hyphenated words. Am I clear? Kamakshi, am I clear, beta? All right. So suppose I want to give background color yellow to the web page. So I will apply the property body, the name of selector, curly bracket, background hyphen color, colon, and give any color over here. Now one mistake which you people normally commit. Suppose you have been asked to provide color to the font as green. So you people write like this. You say font hyphen color. Beta, it is not font hyphen color. It is only color. Clear? It is only color. Then if you want to apply any image in the background, suppose you want to apply any image in the background of the web page, how you can do that? Body tag, background hyphen image, colon, URL, and after URL put bracket and write the name of the image. If your image is in the same directory, you can write the name of image. Otherwise, you can write complete URL of the image, complete path of the image. Am I clear? This is how you can incorporate image in the background of the web page. And this was one question in December pre-board also. Right? So again, I repeat my point. If you want to apply any image as a background in the web page, you can do that with the help of background image property, colon, and the value is URL, bracket, and inside the bracket, you can provide the name of the image. You can provide the name of the image. Clear? Then background repeat property. Now inside the background repeat property, we specify how the background image must be repeated, how it is to be displayed. Now this repeat property has 4 values. Repeat -x. Repeat x means the image is repeated horizontally. Repeat y means image is repeated vertically. Repeat means both horizontally and vertically. And if you want no repetition, then you give no repeat. So these are the 4 values. Is the MS Word page visible? Okay. So I was discussing with you people about the background properties. Now let us proceed with the properties related to font. Am I totally audible to everyone? Quickly raise your thumb. Garav, Diksha, Amit. Am I totally audible to everyone? All right. So the property which are connected with the font, one is font family. Right? Now font family means when you want to apply a stylish font or a style to the font. In HTML, when we used to apply the font, we used to say font face. We used to say font face equal to Arial. But when we are on CSS, we say H1 font -family :Arial. You can notice the change when we are writing font in HTML and when we are applying the CSS property. Am I clear with my concept? Am I clear with my concept? Students, be fast in giving the response. All right. So now see here the line which I have shaded. See the line which I have shaded. Garav, is page visible to you? Garav Maria, is MS Word page visible? Amit, Diksha, Trishti, Sanya, is the page visible to all of you? I have shaded one line. Now in this line you can see I have taken 3 type of font: Arial, Verdana, Sans -serif. Now what it means? If your browser is unable to display the font in the first style, if your first style is not available, then it will display text in the second style. If the second style is not available, then it will be displayed in the third style. So you can give multiple font also in the font family. If first is not available, it will go with the second. Right? If second is not available, it will go for the third. Clear? Now font style property. Now suppose you want to display your text in oblique way or in italic or as a normal. If your text is normal, so you can very well write without font style. But if you want to apply italic feature to your text, then you say font -style :italic. Suppose I'm asking you that heading is in italic. So in order to represent your heading in italic form, you will use font -style and the value of this property will be italic. Clear? Then comes your next property, font variant. Font variant means how to make your font appear in the web page, whether as normal or whether as small capitals, right? So these are the two values that you can give to the font variant. Depending upon the instruction given in the web page, you can use the font variant property. Suppose I have asked you the heading to be appeared in small capitals. That time you will say font hyphen variant and the value will be small caps, right? And this is the example you can see for the small capital letters. Now see the text which I have shaded. The first letter is capital, bigger size. Rest of the letters are less in size. They are shorter as compared to the first letter. The first letter is in bigger size, in capital. The rest of the letters are also in capital, but the size is smaller than the first letter. Am I totally clear up till here?